What's up? How you doing?
How are you?
Fine, doing fine. How was your flight back from?
Very good.
Was it good?
Very good. They bumped me to first class.
Really?
Had wine, cheese, all that good stuff.
Wow.
It was first class treatment.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was Chris Berman or somebody.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Man, well, we got delayed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got delayed. Sure, you want to do some bull riding, so we had to do a
Oh.
little bull riding
Well,
there.
you don't mind me.
No, I don't mind bull. That's fine. As long as we get a little bull riding in there. You know, Mitch Miller, he knows I won in Vegas. You know, we
Yeah.
finished first place out there.
Yeah.
World champion.
World champion. He lets you know that too.
Oh, he does every day. Well, let's move right in the show. And one thing we're thinking about doing next year, and just text me what you guys think, is keep the lineups the same with the quarterbacks, the running backs, the wide receivers, the flex, the tight end, the kicker, and defense.
Right.
But adding, say, a point PPR or half a point PPR, which that means every time your running back carries the ball, every time your receiver catches the ball, you get the point or half a point, which makes people like Wes Welker, Darren Sproles, Heartline,
Guys who are possession receivers.
Guys who are possession receivers, exactly. And what it does, it brings those lower tier players up a little bit to where you get these, makes them more equal to the studs or whatever you want to say.
That's good. I think that's a good option to have in the league.
I think it is too. I mean, it'd make it more exciting, especially on Sunday.
Oh, for sure.
Make the games a little more exciting, make the league a little more fun too. Like Bolton needs any more points, but
Yeah. Well, we got to try to equal it up a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I tell you.
By the way, did you hear what happened last week?
No.
You sure you didn't know?
No, I remember I was bull riding.
Well, Tom called Bolt and asked who he should play, Romo or Cutler.
Oh, okay.
And guess what Bolt said? He said he'd play Cutler. And after it all said and done, if Tom would have played Romo, he would have won the ball game.
He'd beat Hills Road.
You got it. He was playing Hills Rule.
He was playing Hills Road.
So there's that connection again between Bolt and Hills Rule. White Thongs and Hills Rule. We might have to investigate on this something.
We might have to get the FFA in here.
Yeah,
again.
we might need to have him back on.
Yeah.
So that's
Wow.
That's something to think about.
It's something about.
So we need to keep an eye on what their moves are and stuff like that.
Well, what did Want Some Get Some had to say about it? You heard his what he had to say to Bolt?
I hadn't heard.
I hadn't heard either, but I just wonder if he was a little upset about that. Who knows? Well, let's move into the Smash Talk with Jamie and you. We've got a special guest tonight.
Yeah, we've been trying to get in touch with this guy for weeks.
Yeah.
He finally come through with us.
Right. And if I remember, he's your cousin too, right?
Sure is.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's bring him on here, folks. Coach of the White Lightning, Mr. Steven.
How you doing,
How you doing, man? Thanks
Good
for
to
having me.
Good to see you.
Appreciate it.
Glad
Appreciate
you
it.
make it. How's the league going for you this year?
It's going good. I'm a little disappointed. I'm 500, but a little disappointed in Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
He's been a big disappointment for everybody, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
he's just not putting up the points you expect out of him.
Right.
I have 3 top receivers in the league. I
Right.
actually probably have the best receiving core in the league.
Right.
I have the 3 top receivers as far as yards go: Reggie Wayne, Wes Welker, and Demarius Thomas.
Right.
But this is standard scoring, and you don't score touchdowns,
Right.
and you don't get a lot of points.
More or less, you're catching teams when they're putting up the big numbers.
Yeah, about like lucky ass last week.
Yeah. Well, that happens. He's had that effect on a lot of people. But
That's about how he's been all year.
do you have any? When you look at the teams, do you have anybody that you really just love to play and love to beat?
Bolt.
Well,
Yeah.
that seems to be the consensus.
I don't even know him that well, but just anytime his name comes up on my screen, I just hoping for an ass whooping.
That's good. He deserves it. I mean,
That's what I can tell.
I think he's the rival of everybody in the league. From what I concur.
Yeah, and all the stuff I hear about him, loving other men, that just makes it even worse.
Right.
I just want to kick his ass even more.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So you're happy with pretty much for the. You think you can do anything in the playoffs?
Well, I mean, I'm only 2 games back out of last place. I mean, it's pretty
an
tight
even
this
league,
year. Standard scoring, 18 leagues tough. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's good. Basically, anybody can beat anybody on any given weekend.
Right.
I need to get some more touchdowns. I got the players. Just haven't scored a touchdown.
It can happen. I mean, it just getting on a hot streak here close to the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I started off 0-2, and I believe you wrote me off, and went on a 4-game win streak.
See?
Jumped back to 4-2, and then I've, on another 2-game slide. But it's tough to go on win streaks in an 18 league like this, and
Because it's so even.
yeah, it really is. And but it's good. I mean, it keeps it more competitive.
Yeah, everybody's good and active on the waiver wire.
Yeah, they have been. I was real impressed.
So you really got to get in there and use that waiver wire position to
Yeah.
get who you want. So, man, I appreciate you being on the show this week.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Keep up
Enjoyed the
good work.
flight into hotel on Commissioner Swag's private jet.
This is first class. That's all. That's how we roll.
That's what I was hoping for.
So thanks again, brother.
Come on in.
And we want to keep
You
you
can
in.
stay with us.
All
Come
right,
on.
I'll stand beside
Yeah,
you and
just
make you in for the
come on here. We got to have you in here the whole show this time,
All right.
and we're gonna need a little input.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let's just let's talk about our little thing we was talking about yesterday about playing studs versus real good teams, or do you
Right.
or bad matchups, or do you play halfway decent guys against a great matchup?
Right.
I mean, I've always been told you play your studs and you just roll with them, whatever happens, what happens.
Right.
I mean, you get people like look at Titus Young did last week. I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like just like Jamal Charles. I mean, last week he only had 5 carries.
Yeah.
Had a terrible week. But I have a feeling they're going, playing San Diego tonight. I think they're going to really feed him the ball. I think he's going to have a good night.
Yeah.
And he's a stud, so you pretty much got to play him.
I mean, you got to play your studs, but I'm pretty close to sitting Calvin.
Yeah.
I really am. I mean, I've got the receivers to make up for it, but each week I just think he's going to finally break out, and it's just not happening. Which, I mean, he's had a decent season yardage wise, but he's just not getting touchdowns. And in the last 2 weeks, I think he's been in single digits on points.
So just like I said earlier, touchdowns are very important.
They are very important. They're key. So, apparently, both scoring them.
Yeah, he is. Bolt is scoring them. I tell you, I mean, I guess what Tom said about Bolt, he's went ahead and given the league championship.
I don't know about that.
We go.
I think we got some disagreements
I
on
think
that.
we got some disagreements on that too.
I think what we need to do is what we talked about earlier. Earlier in the season, we talked about swamp people.
Right,
We said everybody needs to put a bullseye on swamp people.
right.
I think we need to put that bullseye off swamp, put it on white phones.
White
I
Thomas.
think us three concur with that. I think that we need to really look at white phones and really need to try to beat him and drop him and lower his ego a little bit.
We need to put a bounty on him.
Hey.
That might help too, like. Well, let's just get on into the games this week, and then I think you got a couple of them. What you pick with us too.
Well, let's just all chime in.
All right, let's
Sounds
do it.
good.
Let's
Sounds
do
good. Well, let's go with first game is Don't Sweat Our Swag and Want Some, Get Some. I'll tell you what, Want Some, Get Some, I'm going to have to ride with him for a while. He's, I'm hoping he's going to make that trek up the standings, and I think this week might be a starting point for him. I'm going to go with Want Some, Get Some.
Okay. He's got a good club. He could probably beat us. We've got a lot of injuries on our club right now.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get healthy.
Right.
And what's surprised me one bit if Want Some, Get Some wins.
I think it's a pretty even matchup. I mean, I think Cam Newton's bound to have a breakout game sooner or later. Washington's a good team to do that against. He's got a weak defense. Want Some, Get Some. He's got a good defense for the Seahawks. He's pretty solid through the board. Victor Cruz, I believe he's carrying him a little bit, and Marshawn Lynch. I tell you, I remember first pick of the draft, Jimmy Graham was the best pick available, and I was third, and I thought, ain't no way he's going to get to me. And sure enough, he took Marshawn Lynch at number 1, I believe.
Yeah, he sure
and,
did.
And I got Jimmy Graham, but sure enough, Lynch has paid off for him. But
Yes.
I don't. It's going to be pretty tough. You're actually favored, which doesn't really mean too much. But I'm taking you. I think you might win this.
I think it's going to boil down to Cam. And to that trade I made this week, give with late in transfer getting Andre Johnson. I got rid of Akeem. He's not doing us any good. We got to shake it up a little bit. And
That can spark a team. I mean,
sometimes
really
it can. And when you're losing like I am, you got to swing. I'm going for swinging for the
I
fences.
heard that.
I'm swinging for. I'm going to either win big. Or I'm going to lose big.
That's right.
Yeah, all right.
I
Next
got
game, go ahead.
Heels Rule and Bolt Back Mountain.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, I was really impressed with Boltback last week on the show. He was a little disappointed in his team, but I think he's got a good team. And Hills Rule, he's all right. I mean, but I think Boltback could easily take him this week. I think I'm gonna go with Boltback.
Well, I got to go with Hills Rule, but you know what Lindy told me? If I picked her again,
That's right.
if I picked her again, she's gonna kill me. So I'm not picking Lindsay no more.
We want you to live another day.
Yeah, I'm gonna live another day. Yeah.
It's pretty even matchup. I think the keys will be RG3 against that Panthers defense and LaShawn McCoy against that New Orleans defense. Both pretty weak defenses and capable of putting up big points for the RG3 and McCoy. And then on the other side, Spiller's got a tough matchup with Houston and Peterson with Seattle. So I'm going to take Bolt back. We'll see what happens.
All right.
That's a good pick.
All right, too. That's good. Then we got we're moving mine here a little bit. You got White Lightning versus Swamp People, and
You ain't going to hurt my feelings.
no, I'm gonna go with you. And I'll tell you why I'm going with you. The receiving core.
Yeah.
I think it's time for that strong receiving core. It's got to break out somewhere along the line. I know Swamp People's loaded. Don't get me wrong, but the NFL is a passing league,
Oh, for sure.
and these receivers can't be held down that long. Somebody's going to step up. So
That's
I think your receiving core. I'm gonna pick you. I think you're gonna pull it off.
I think that's a good pick. Swamp's got a good team, but when I think of Swamp People, I think of their owner. And
Right.
I think he's just a little cocky.
Oh, do you?
I think he's got a little bit of cockiness to him, and that just kind of turns me off a little bit to Swamp People. And White Lightning, like I said, receiving core is stout.
Yeah, it's style.
I mean, from top to bottom, receiving core is tough, and I think that will prevail this week.
Yeah.
And the Swamp People will get another loss. I think he's going to start trickling down the standings too. So I'm going to go White Lightning.
Well, I'm going to make it 3 for 3 here and go with White Lightning over Swamp Ass. And I think it's pretty good at matchup, really do. But I think Ray Rice is projected a little high here, even though they are playing Cleveland. But with Baltimore's defense getting a little weak now,
Right.
I think Cleveland's going to be on the offensive side of the ball a little bit more.
We'll have
Keep
to
him off the field a little bit. It's going to be close, but I'm going to take White Lightning.
And I think too, if Ryan Matthews has a good ball game, like that's going.
And he should. I mean, he played in Kansas City, so
Right.
And
he's a stud, man. He's putting up the yards. And he missed half the season, but
Right.
he's got to get in the end zone. He's had a couple fumbles.
He's another good example of the
Yeah.
PPR.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
about
that's
5 receptions a week.
Right.
Exactly.
So, and
I mean, I can see him not getting 100 yards, maybe getting a touchdown or two.
yeah.
Right. That's for sure.
You know,
Let's hope so.
Just rushing. Who knows what's going to get receiving?
Right.
All right. Well, let's move into the Seattle's game of the week. Oh, you're gonna love this one, buddy. We got some little bit of Lady Tramp going against White Thorns of August.
I'm ready.
Are you ready? I think it's gonna be tight. I really do. Even though the bolt's loaded like he is, I think it's gonna be tight. But I'm gonna piss Bolt off one more time.
Good.
I'm gonna piss him off. You just got to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick his team. I'm going White Thorns of August.
Good.
I'm going White Thorns of August.
Well, I'm gonna look at it this way. I look at this game with Cialis, and I look at it as Bolt probably needs Cialis. I think he's with his age and everything. I think this game fits his perfect with Cialis. I think.
Okay.
But the question is, like we said earlier in the year, once he gets to Cialis, does he know what to do with it?
That's true.
So I'm going with Lady and the Tramp.
You're going with Lady and
I
Tramp.
think White Thorns ain't got nothing for me. So,
Ooh, you heard that, folks.
Lady and the Tramp on this one.
All
What
right.
you got, White Lightning?
It's a tough matchup. White Thorns has definitely got some good people on his team. Foster going against Buffalo, Richardson against Baltimore. He's got Percy going against Seattle, so that could limit his point production. You got a couple of subs in there, fill-in players this week. So depending on whether they step up for you or not, I think it's going to be the difference in the game.
Right.
Luck's going against. He's got Andrew Luck in this week. He's going against Miami, so it might be a tough matchup for Luck. You got Rodgers in there. I believe they're going against Arizona. So Rodgers could have a big game, even though Arizona's got a pretty good defense.
Right.
So I think it's going to be close, but I think I'm going to pick Lady and the Tramp.
All right.
That's good.
Well, too, by acquiring Akeem Nicks, you may have just got a Nicks in just the nick of time.
That's good. You're right.
Yeah, that's all.
Slide him in there.
Slide him on in there. All right, folks. Hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Swag.
I'm Smash, and there's White
White
Lightning.
Lightning. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
Thanks
Appreciate
for
you having me on.
Thanks for coming.
Appreciate
Come
it.
back again anytime.
We'll do it.
We'll see you guys next time.